Alright guys, welcome back. This video is going to be a bit longer video, okay? Probably 20 to 21 minutes, and I think I have found the perfect sweet spot for this game. It took me a while. It took about 10 videos, man. This is the 10th video, me trying to calibrate this. I'm still open for some of your suggestions, but I think that you guys will agree at the end of this video that this is the most suitable, balanced calibration that I can get for this game. Okay, what you're seeing right now, it's my previous calibration, standard calibration that I did on my previous video, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it for so many reasons. I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that I had the sharpness at 10. It's just, I didn't like it. Everything was kind of out of place here. So what I want to do here is I want to show you what I have come up with, what I have right now. Okay, so let me show you what I'm working on right now. Number one, we're in a standard mode. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a special viewing mode. Because even on the forums, when you read about this game, they recommend that you go to a game mode. If you have Samsung KS-8000, go to the game mode. So use the game mode. You know, somebody was asking me, what is the HDR plus mode? HDR plus mode, it's if you will, a fake HDR. It's like a make-believe HDR. And it's only intended for content like cable. If you're watching cable or satellite, and it only has its 1080p, it has no HDR, then you can use this mode on if you want. Or your old DVDs, you can use this mode, but honestly, it's not that good. This HDR mode is really not that good. So let's go with the game mode. Let's turn it on. You will see a black screen, then you will see a little bit brighter. Okay, there's the game mode. Now, the first thing that happens with the game mode is when you turn it on, okay, we're on the game mode. You do notice that the, right here, you do notice that the game responds better. That's the one thing you will notice when you're in the game mode, okay? It responds much better. Alright, so I gotta take a screenshot of this. Hold on. I got so many screenshots. Remember, these screenshots will be available on my club. So, the next thing you want to do, since we're in the game mode, go to the expert settings, okay? Make sure you guys write this down. Remember, go to a special viewing mode, select the game mode. Remember that, go to a special viewing mode, select the game mode, make sure it's on. Once you do that, then you go to the expert settings, and on the expert settings, this is where your custom preferences will be available to adjust. Alright, these three things right here, I think that most of you will agree, since we are running HDR on this game. It supports HDR, obviously. It is running HDR. We all can agree that backlit and contrast should be set to maximum. That's the standard. It has to be set to maximum. So I'm sure we all can agree to that, okay? Now the brightness, this is something that it's a double-edged sword. Some people like it at 45, some people like it at 42, and some people like it at 50. I personally like it at 50 because at 50 it gives me much better depth of field. I see much better when it's at 50. With 40, if I bring it out to 40, then I kill my shadows. I don't even see my shadows when I go way down. So those three right here, I think they're perfect. Backlit maximum, contrast maximum, and brightness 50. And I'm also confident that you guys will agree the sharpness should be at 0. People ask, well, why sharpness at 0 for this game? Because it's checkerboard. Okay, it's being rendered. The hardware is it's using the GPU. It's rendering this game to that 4K resolution, which is not a true native 4K resolution. It's an advanced upscaling. Okay, think about checkerboarding. It's like a advanced upscaling. Okay. So since you already have a checkerboard 4K, it looks great. You got a lot of resolution on there. You know, it looks great. So it's already sharp. You moving the sharpness a little bit higher is going to give that artifacts, and it's going to give that outlining. It's just going to look bad. It's not going to look that good, man. So you want to have the sharpness at 0. Now, if I was watching an old DVD movie, or if I was watching an old VHS cassette or DVHS cassette, then yes, I would move the sharpness a little bit because it would be blurry. This thing has a really good rendering resolution, so you can keep the sharpness at 0, especially when you got 65-inch that I have. Okay? So let's keep the sharpness at 0. I'm sure all of you will agree on that. Now, the color, it's a tricky thing. Some people tell me go 50 and some people go 60. But I'm pretty sure that most of you will agree that 55, it's a nice balance. 55, it's a good balance. Coloring on 55, it's a good balance. So let's go through this so far. Backlit, maximum. Contrast, maximum. Brightness, 50. Sharpness, 0. Color, 55. Now, you can go 60, but you don't want to overbleed your colors, man. And I mean, you want your colors to be natural. Remember, what we want to find here, it's a sweet spot. It's the balanced, sweet spot is what we're trying to do here. Tint, I don't mess with that. Digital clean view, these filters, they're all off because you're in the game mode. All of this stuff gets turned off. Now, smart LEDs, you can turn them to low if you want to. And I felt like turning them to low, it just gives me that, you know, I don't know. This is really your own preference. It doesn't really matter if it's a high or if it's a low. So I would keep them at high because you definitely want that peak brightness. Remember, we're watching HDR game. So I will leave it at high. Dynamic contrast, you want to turn that off. You don't want that. I'm sure we can agree that dynamic contrast should be turned off because we already got a good HDR here. And as far as smart LEDs, honestly, if you want to go to the low, you can go to the low, or you can turn them off. But I would keep them at high. This is your own preference. This is easy. It's not going to do anything, but it's up to you. You know. Dynamic contrast off. Color tone. Here's a tricky one. Warm 1 or warm 2. Warm 1 or warm 2. To me, warm 1, it's more cold bluish. And warm 2 gives me that better, I don't know. Here's the problem. If I go to warm 2, then it's too orange. It's too yellowish. I don't know. If I go to warm 1, it gives me that better balanced color. Warm 2 gives me that orange color. So I would just keep it on warm 1. Keep it on warm 1. And gamma, honestly, I wouldn't mess with this. I would just keep it at 0. I always tell people don't mess with gamma, because when you mess with gamma, then you will kill your shadows and your deep black levels. I would just leave it at 0. And color space, I'll leave that at native. Can you go with the automatic? Yes. Is it going to make much of a difference? I don't know. I would leave it at native. Just leave it at native. So let's go and let's look at this. What we've done here so far. I personally think that this is the best balanced calibration for this game. Now what I'm going to do in the next 10 minutes, we're going to go through a next level of this game, and we're going to see how this looks outside, because everything I've been showing you now, it's inside the cave. We're going to go outside the cave, and we're going to see how well this looks. I personally believe that this is the most balanced calibration that I have done for this game. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's spend another 10 minutes exploring this game. I'm not going to spoil anything. We're just going to go walk around the world. You know, it's an open world game. Alright, so let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play through this game a little bit so you guys can see how it looks. These are not like a major spoilers. They're just in the beginning of the game. nothing that's going to, you know, spoil it too much for you.
Such places are forbidden, Aloy. They are of the metal. What is that on your face?
Nothing.
Did you find it down there?
Let's take one more screenshot right here. And to me, honestly, this is, I'm sure you guys are going to agree that this is the best possible calibration for this game. It's a good balance because I'm using a game mode. I get the balanced brightness, contrast, and backlit, sharpness to 0, warm 1, temperature, and I think this is honestly the best balanced calibration. Remember, you cannot see it here from this video, okay, because I'm not recording this in a high quality. This is something you guys will have to, a couple of things needs to happen. You need to have a Samsung KS-8000 and you need to implement these settings and try them out for yourself. If you don't have Samsung KS-8000, then you won't be able to see the difference.
Aloy, such things are dangerous.
No!
Now this headset that she has, it's not a huge spoiler. She went to this metal world underneath. She found in a cave. They call it the metal world. And of course she will find out what happened in the past, why it's down there and why it's buried in the cave, and you know. But it's not like a huge spoiler, you know what I mean? So don't worry about it, guys. I didn't spoil anything here.
Starting tomorrow, learn to hunt.
I can't wait for you guys to try out these calibrations. For those of you who have Samsung KS-8000, I cannot wait for you guys to try this out. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to agree with those settings that I have used.
What do they mean?
Take your bow.
Remember, the whole idea is to find that sweet spot balance, and that's what I'm going for this game. It's the balance. It's that balance in the game. And I'm pretty sure you guys will agree once you try these calibration settings. I'm pretty sure you guys will agree that this is the best balanced calibration for this game. And I think not just for this game, I would say the settings that I'm using here are gonna be good for rest of the PlayStation games, I think.
Can be dangerous, Aloy. You need to stay close and do as I say.
I know.
Now we're gonna explore here a little bit. We're gonna walk around. We're gonna see how well it looks while we are exploring the forest.
See this plant over here? It's called southbrush. Come, gather its berries in your pouch.
The HDR right here looks phenomenal, and look, guys, as I said earlier, I'm not doing this video to convince you through the camera lens. You cannot see what I have achieved here through camera lens. What you will need to do is you will need to write these settings down. Let's go through this one more time so you guys can write this down. Make sure you grab a pen and pencil. Pen or pencil, okay, whichever. Doesn't matter, as long as you can write something on the paper. Game mode. You go to special viewing mode, you turn the game mode on. Leave the game mode on. Right here, leave it on. Once you have the game mode on, then you go to the expert settings. Once you go to the expert settings, then you click backlit all the way to the maximum, 20. Contrast all the way to the maximum, 100, because you have HDR running. Brightness, I left it at 50 because I want to be able to see more in depth of field. I want to see more. Because if I turn brightness down, then my deep blacks are all overwashed and I can't even see the shadow. You don't want to do that. Remember, we're going for a balance here. Sharpness, you want that at 0. As I mentioned earlier, this game is checkerboard to 4K, so it has perfect rendering of resolution, so keep it at 0. Color, I believe the 55 is the good sweet spot for this game. All of the filters are off except smart LEDs. I left it at high because we are using HDR. Dynamic contrast is off. Color tone, I believe the warm one, it's that perfect balance. It's not too yellow, it's not too blue, it's just right in the middle, you know, and that's what you want. And as far as the color space, I'll leave it at native. I'm pretty sure you guys will agree once you implement these settings that is perfect for this game and probably all the other games as well. Alright, so let's go and walk through this game a little bit.
Gather the berries.
It just looks beautiful. Wait till you wait till you guys see some of these pictures and screenshots. Remember, I'm not doing this video to show you, okay, because you're not gonna be able to see it through this camera lens. So what you're seeing right now on this camera, on this video, it's nothing compared to what you're gonna be seeing when you implement these calibrations, okay? This video, it's about you using these calibrations, writing them down, and then trying them out. Oh, this looks very nice, man. Hold on. I gotta take another screenshot right here. This is great. Okay, what I'm trying to do here, I'm gonna try to just point out certain things as I'm panning and scanning through this game. You see that peak brightness? It comes in handy with HDR right here because peak brightness gives you that emitting light that you want on HDR, and it does it really good here. And the game mode, again, it's very smooth. It runs really smooth. It runs really good. No problems, man. It's very steady and smooth. Alright, let's eat the berries. God damn it.
They may taste bitter, but they can save your life. Always keep your pouch full of medicinal berries, flowers, and plants. The Nora tribe watches these lands and keeps out the most dangerous machines, usually.
We got to take another screenshot here. Wait till you guys see these photos. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait for you guys to try these calibration settings. I think John Crow, I think we find the perfect calibration here, man. I think you're going to love this. And let me show it to you one more time before this video ends. There's it right here. Remember, game mode. Make sure it's on a game mode. Expert settings. Backlight 20. Brightness 50. Contrast 100. Sharpness 0. Color 55. Tint, you leave that alone. All of these other filters are off. Smart LEDs, leave them at high. Dynamic contrast, off. Color tone, warm 1, because it gives you that nice balance between not being too blue and not being too yellow, and it's just right, the right amount of color tone. And of course, the gamma, I don't mess with that, because you don't want your deep black levels to be overwashed. And color space, I keep that a native color. Okay? And I firmly believe once you guys try these settings, you will agree with me that this is the best settings. I will put these settings on my description so you guys can write them down as well. So that's it, guys. Try these settings. I will do some more videos of this game. I'll record some 1440p and some 4K footage to try to give you guys the best possible viewing. Look, guys, it's even if I'm recording in 4K, it's still hard for the camera lens. Even at high megabits per second, it's still hard for camera lens to depict what TV it's emitting inside. You know what I mean? So, but I'll do it anyway. Alright, guys, so I think we find a good balance, sweet spot calibration for this magnificent, beautiful, 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 beautiful Horizon Zero Dawn game. Pick this game up. If it was $100, I would pay $100. If it was $200, I would pay $200 for this game. It is that good. But I'm not going to spoil it for you. I know some things about this game, but I'm not going to spoil it. Alright, guys. Have a good one. See you in the next video one. Later.